Hey, this is Tom Connolly here. I just wanted to talk to you about some things. I have a regular job. I'm actually home from my regular job today. Today's a Friday because I have an injury. I don't know what it is. I think it might be the way I sleep at night, but I can't lift my left arm without extreme pain. Getting this shirt on was an ordeal. I mean, I screamed in agony. There's no way I was going to make it to work today. I just hope I can do it when it comes Monday rolls around. So anyway, since I was home, I was trolling around Facebook, and I saw a fellow internet marketer talk about, excuse me, your why. Your why. What is your why? Why you do what you do is your why. Okay, why I do what I do. Why do I do this internet marketing thing? Why? I have a job, right? Um, I have a pretty good job. I work in the software development industry. Um, it's just wanting another source of income, not wanting to rely completely on the job. You see, there's a lot of internet marketers out there who do this full time. And, they're all, you know, real marketer guys and girls, ladies, very dynamic personalities out there. Now, I guess I'm kind of boring compared to them. I mean, look, I could get flashy if I want to, but most of the time I just rather keep it real. That's just my style at this stage of my life. I was a bit more flamboyant when I was younger. But why? Why do we do these things? So one guy was talking about how he grew up poor. I didn't grow up poor. I didn't. I can't claim that. That would be a lie. My father made a pretty good living. My mother later went on to work. We had things growing up. We had a lot more than a lot of our friends. I'm not, my struggles came more when I went out there into the workforce. I did what I was supposed to do. I went to college. When I graduated college, I graduated in the early 1990s, and it was in the middle of a recession. There was nothing out there. My first few jobs had nothing to do. You did not need a college degree to get these jobs. Because, see, I went to college initially with the expectation. You see, my parents were the type, they wanted us to do what they thought would be better for us. And it was all just, it really was out of love. They wanted us not to struggle. So my parents had it in their head, you're going to be a doctor. Doctors don't have to struggle through life. Well, guess what? I wasn't cut out for that. So, I wasn't cutting it in the pre-med courses. Wasn't for me. It wasn't what I wanted. So then the next thing became, okay, you want to be a doctor, you're going to be a lawyer. You're going to be a lawyer. They make good money. You won't have to struggle. I was okay with the classes that you needed for pre-law. I was great in history and things like that. But I'm not a good standardized test taker. So when it came to at the end of college to take there's a standardized test you have to take for law school called the LSAT, the Law School Admission Test. It's kind of like taking the PSAT, but different. And I just didn't do well enough on that thing to get accepted to law school. Now, I could have hacked law school from an academic point of view. I was pretty good in college. I wasn't straight A's, mainly because I didn't apply myself enough to get straight A's. College, I started to wander around, and I wasn't always into it. When I put my head to it, I got great grades. So I had maybe like a 3.0 GPA in college. I could have done a lot better had I been in a different mindset, but I didn't. So I really needed the LSAT, and it just wasn't good enough. I just didn't get accepted to law schools, and maybe it was for the better. So anyway, when I graduated college, I just took some jobs, customer service rep things, and these are things you didn't need a college degree. Because what did I have? I graduated with a liberal arts degree, Bachelor of Arts, and political science was my major, history was my minor. What do you do with that training except go to law school or teach history? I didn't want to be a teacher. It's not my deal. I'd probably end up killing the first wise ass and kid who mouthed off to me, So, I did this, I did that. It turned out I had an aptitude for computers. I was interning I went back to school for a paralegal certificate. That was the next best thing. How am I going to get a job? I didn't like that either, and I was interning for some attorney, some lawyer, solicitor, whatever you want to, wherever you're from, they're called different things. And he had to let me go. And he said, look, he said, he apologized. He was doing it. He said, I can't afford to pay you. I know this is an internship, but I thought you'd know a lot more. I said, well, you're supposed to be teaching me. That's what an internship is for. So he said, he says, I noticed you're really great on my little computer here. You do a lot of whatever. He goes, you ever think of getting into that? So I took that to heart. I took some programming classes, and I'm not a programmer today, but I got into that industry in quality assurance testing, and to this day, that's what I do. Now, it's still a regular job. It pays well, but I live in near New York City. It's very high cost of living over here. It's probably only exceeded by places like Silicon Valley. It's very high cost of living. Everything, I mean, property taxes, you pay over $10,000 a year for property taxes. The mortgage is high. The bills, they never stop. It's very hard to keep your head above water, especially if you're on a single income. If both people don't work, it's very, very tough, okay? So naturally you would look around and say, well, what can I do? I work in an office. I have a long commute. It's not like I could go pump gas or do something else on the side. I don't have that kind of time. I have a family. So, and this actually happened years ago. I hit this wall years ago. Still working in computers back then. It was more system administration back then. I went from software QA to system administration, IT, back to software QA because IT got kind of decimated. So anyway, that's my background, and I got into, I learned about how you could make some money online as an affiliate marketer selling things. I knew about network marketing because my brother's in network marketing. I was exposed to network marketing when I was still in college. I'd been to these hotel meetings for various network marketing opportunities, so I kind of knew about that. I used to watch a lot of late night TV when I was in college, so I was exposed to people like Tony Robbins, Les Brown, motivational speakers, things like that. So that whole mindset, it cemented, it grew roots in here. I always had that. And then the whole internet marketing thing kind of was like, wow, I love computers. I love the internet. You can sell to people over the internet. So I did a few things here and there with that. Google AdWords, etc. AdSense, made for AdSense websites. I got into other kinds of affiliate marketing. So that's, where the deal is. You learn a lot as you go along. You don't normally hit it and make a lot of money right away. You can make a little bit of money, but it's that little bit of money that kind of gets you hooked because you're like, wow, this really works. I actually get commissions online from people I never talk to face to face. You never meet these people, but somehow their money goes into the system and you get a piece of it or something later on. And that's all done through these online presentations, automated systems. But, so let me get back to the why part. So that's part of my why. Part of my why was that, it's very expensive to live and you need a second income. You don't want to rely on the job. Now, you don't want to rely on the job. Why? I have been through corporate layoff after corporate layoff after corporate layoff in my career. You're going along. You could be employed for some time, and then all of a sudden, boom, through no fault of your own, you're out there looking for another job. You're collecting unemployment. Your whole, life is thrown upside down because you don't know where your next paycheck is coming from or when. You can't really pay your bills on unemployment. It doesn't pay you that much. If it did, there'd be no incentive to get another job, right? But it's tough, and you're at the mercy of the economy, at the businesses, at the business climate, at some hiring manager going in, kissing someone's rear end in order to get a job. It's not pleasant. It's not a pleasant experience if you have to constantly do it. So there's layoff after layoff after layoff, downsizing, reorganization, what have you. I've been laid off from companies for all of those reasons and then some. And then, the other thing is working in New York City for a number of years, seeing the homeless on the street. It really gets to you. You see these people, and some of them are actually insane. They belong in hospitals, but they're not. They're on the street. Um, some of them just can't hold a job. The scariest thing would be for somebody who's like me, who's responsible, has a family, has bills. Most people are only 1 to 2 paychecks from being homeless. I mean, if you don't own a home and you don't have those months and months of whatever to go through a foreclosure process, you can, like if you rent, you can be out on the street within a month or two. And if you can't pay your bill and that gets behind, you're screwed. So a lot of us, when you think about it, are only a short way away from catastrophic financial disaster. Now, I'm not sitting here trying to just, use fear to, promote what I'm promoting. These are real concerns. This is part of why I do what I do and why I try to preach to other people. You better have a plan B. You better have something going. And it doesn't matter if it doesn't hit off right away or you're not making a lot of money at it. Keep doing it until you do, until you break through. And it doesn't matter. I mean, you see a lot of these marketing with beaches and Mai Tais and, I'm living the laptop lifestyle on a beach somewhere because I don't have a job. That's great for the people who have that lifestyle and they don't need to rely on a job at all. They completely make all of their living and pay all of their bills through their online endeavors, being their own boss. That's great. But a lot of people out there, I feel, give up on that or let that go by them because they're like, I could never do that. Well, that's fine. You don't need to quit your job. If you're like regular employed, you can still do this part-time. All right? You need a plan B. You need a second or third or whatever. You need multiple income streams. You've probably heard that online. Multiple streams of income. There's plenty of ways to do it. Affiliate marketing is by far the easiest. Affiliate and network marketing. It's because you don't have to found the company. You don't even have to create the product. You can do that later on when you learn enough. But there's so many products and services out there. All you need to do is promote them, learn how to promote them, and get a commission on that. It's a legitimate thing. It's not a pyramid scheme. There are, I guess, some schemes out there, but most of these companies I've come into contact with are real companies. They really pay. I sell these things, I get commissions, I get paid. It's a business relationship. This whole idea of recruiting, I don't know who starts these things, whether it's the companies so that they don't lose their employees or to keep people in that employee mindset, or if it's just people who try something and fail, or the people who don't want to try something because it's too much work and they don't want to see their friends succeed at it. They create these, these ideas of pyramid scheme. Listen, everything is in the shape of a pyramid. I mean, I don't know, the government, the corporation with the CEO and the managers, the top level, the board of directors, mid-level managers, bottom level, whatever, employees. That's how everything's shaped like a pyramid. So this idea of a pyramid scheme, and if you're talking about a Ponzi scheme, yeah, there's Ponzi schemes out there, but the network and internet marketing industries are multi-billion-dollar industries covering many different products, services, whatever. These are legitimate industries. So, don't, if you write this stuff off as, just pyramid scheme, you're stupid. You're stupid. And if you're one of those stupid people, please, click off. Don't even watch what I have to say because there's no getting through to you. Now, most people, thankfully, are somewhat intelligent and understand that there's different business models and whatever. And look, like I said, I'm an employee. I work a regular job. You need another source of income. For me, it's multiple things. So those are my whys. My whys are very expensive cost of living, need a plan B, homeless, the idea of being homeless or being broke, not having resources scares me to death. And then there's also a creativity aspect. I'm the type, I need to keep busy. I need to do things. I need to feel that I'm creating and I'm a part of something. I do other things as well. I'm starting on a publishing thing as well by for myself, self-publishing, which is going to be a different possible income stream, but it also is a creative outlet. And that's one of my main attractions to that. So what I'm trying to say is find a reason why you need to do what you do, get motivated by it, and then you got to find something to do, something to trade, something to make money at. And you don't need to invent something of your own. There's plenty of things out there. If you are already into maybe the beginning stages of network or internet marketing, you have to learn about things like sales funnels, lead capture pages, online presentations, contact lists, autoresponders. So anyway, my little pitch here is I have all of those things. You can get in, you can use these services to promote whatever you're already into if you're already into something. If you're not into something, you can actually promote them by themselves. I also have other things that you can promote with this. So it's no problem finding things to promote that are good, that you can feel proud about, that are real goods and services that make a difference in people's lives, people's online live business lives. These are real products and services that are worth much more than what they cost. And I even have free systems that can get you going, learning about the process, learning, how to get leads, what a lead is, how to get a lead into a sales process, all of these things. So, but you have to make the decision to do it, and you really have to get in touch with your why, because when you're really in touch with your why, you have a laser focus. You're not going to give up on your dream if you have that laser focus. You may decide, well, maybe this opportunity isn't right for me, not because it's a scam, but because you couldn't make it work, or maybe you didn't have the passion for it. Like, for example, I tried this weight loss thing for a while. Maybe I'll go back to it, but I'm a heavy guy. Nothing really works for me. I can't really sell something like that at this time because I'm just not into it. So, there's other things. There's so many things that you can promote that have these compensation plans associated with them. Everything from insurance and securities to precious metals to Bitcoin to health and wellness to you name it. It's all out there. You just need to pick one. And then you're going to need a system to promote it, help promote it. Do not rely on whatever the company or the opportunity gives you. It is not enough, okay? Don't believe the stuff about making a list of family and friends and all that. Check out my other videos maybe for more on that. Get over to my blog, ipblogging.com, to see more. I have lots of articles on lots of different things that might be of some use to you. Also, ideas on how to promote things online, where to get good traffic, different levels of traffic, really premium traffic that costs more to maybe traffic that's not as good as that, but it's still good, decent enough traffic for the price. And then free methods too. You just have to really, you got to learn. You got to learn. It's a different. For someone who's never done it before, it's probably a whole new world. You have to become acquainted with it. You have to learn the lingo. It's really not that bad. Don't be afraid. You can. Anybody can learn this stuff. But just get the ball rolling. Get the ball rolling. You don't need to tell everybody about it. The beauty of internet marketing is you don't have to tell your family and friends about it. I encourage you not to, because then that's going to be the conversation whenever you go somewhere. And you're always going to have these people who like to see other people fail, or they don't believe it, and they want to make sure they're protecting you from it. That's going to be the conversation. They're going to be hounding you when you go out. You don't want that. Just do it on the QT. Learn this stuff on the side. You don't need to sell to these people. You don't need to sell or recruit these people. Let them do their own thing. Now, I have cousins who have their own network marketing thing, and I learned a long time ago. You can't tell people, hey, I'm into this thing. They're into their own thing that they like. So be it, And then you got all the other relatives who are just 9-to-5ers who don't care about what, and that's fine too. You don't need your warm market. You've got the whole internet of people out there. There are thousands and thousands and thousands of people, believe it or not, who are actively searching for this type of thing, for these types of things. And you can make contact with them. And that's really what this is about. And, you know, they're at all levels. Some people are brand new. They're looking for make money online. You got some people who are into it. They're looking for how to get traffic. Traffic meaning new eyeballs on your offer. People who are looking to learn about blogging. People who are looking to learn what a lead capture page is. People who are looking for tools that incorporate that. People who are looking for information on email autoresponders. You've got all these different subgroups of people who are searching for different things within this industry. The bottom end of the line, though, is they all want to make, you know, some extra, or maybe they want to do that for a living. Maybe, you know, they didn't have the benefit of a certain level of education or credential that enables them to get a professional job, and they're just working a regular job and they want to get out of that. You know, they want to see a light at the end of their tunnel. There's tons of different people. There's a million stories out there, you know. That old thing from the movies, what is it? There's like a million stories in the Naked City or whatever. It's true. So get in touch with who you are, your own situation, how you may want to change that situation, your why, who you may want to change it for, maybe for you, your family, a combination, whatever. Maybe it's just to show all those people, hey, I can do it. You know, you wrote me off, I'll show you. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Whatever motivates you is what matters, right? What motivates you or motivates me or motivates somebody else is different as well. So I know this gets a little long-winded, but, you know, you need to hear it from a regular guy. I'm a regular person. I'm a family person. I'm a homeowner. I'm a working stiff. You know, just a regular guy, right? And I'm out here doing it. I make commissions online. I put stuff out there. People sign up. They buy. And I get a piece of that. You know, that's really all it is. You're just selling something for a commission. People do this all day long. They do it with real estate. They do it with all kinds of, you know, they do it with copiers. They do it for regular jobs, cars, automobiles, whatever. Why not on the internet? And the beauty of it is you don't have to be an employee to do it. You don't have to be an employee. You do it all on your own. Just make sure that when you do start making the money, you start putting aside for taxes, because, you know, it's not like a job where they take the taxes out of your paycheck. You'll owe the government at the end of the year if you make enough. So don't spend it all is what I'm trying to say. But you got tremendous write-offs. It depends on what country you're in. I mean, like, I don't know how every country operates. I know in the United States where I am, you could write off a lot of business expenses against your income and bring down your taxable income level by saying, yeah, I spent, you know, $10,000 on online advertising this year. I spent $5,000 on tools, or a couple of hundred, wherever you're at. And you could lower your taxable income, and then, you know, it's like a tax benefit. So that helps too. So, you know, it's amazing. I mean, in some cases you can write off part of your house, part of your mortgage, saying that's my office. Or, you know, I bought this computer here. I can write that off, you know. Whatever. There's a lot of benefits to working on the side. And the best part about this is you don't have to punch in at the local Foot Locker or Subway or whatever after your regular job. You don't have to drive to another job and work for minimum wage. I mean, I know those are guaranteed sources of income. You'll clock in, you get a paycheck. It's a guaranteed pay. With this on the internet, it's not a guarantee. Nothing's a guarantee. It's a, you know, it's out there working for you 24/7, and it shouldn't be too hard to eclipse a regular moonlighting job working for minimum wage, you know. There are professional people who do their profession part-time. That's great. Accountants, bookkeepers, IT people, sometimes they can make some money on the side doing stuff like that. But they're trading time for money. So you have to understand trading time for money is another thing you got to be careful of. Trading time for money is tough because there's only so much time you can trade. When you leverage the power of the internet and you leverage, like this video is going to be out there, right? Wherever I put it, whether it's on a blog post or it's just on YouTube or wherever, it'll be out there. And somebody could be watching it at 3 in the morning when I'm asleep. And here I am, my copy of me is telling the story asking people to give this a try while the real me is asleep, resting. That's divorcing your time from the money-making activity, right? So anyway, I'm going to do another video on that. I know I tend to ramble on and mix a lot of different things, but all these things are related, and you have to think about it and understand. There's no push button, one button going to make you a lot of money. I'm sorry, it's not like that, and I'm sorry that a lot of marketing leads people to think that, but it's not true. You have to put time and effort into this, and you're going to have to, learn it. But once you get going, you can make a lot of money. Nobody can guarantee, because some people try this for a week and they give up, and then they cry scam. What can you do with that, right? Some people try for a month or 2 months, or sometimes 6. I've been at this for 6 months. Well, I've been at this for a year, and I don't care how long it takes. Some people click right away, and other people take a lot longer. I know guys who are making over $13,000 a week, who failed for 5 years before they started making any money. So if you're not willing to put in the time, you're never going to get to that point of making $13,000 a week. You may never get there. Nobody's guaranteeing you anything, but you just have to understand that you have to be hungry, and you have to really, don't give up. That's my point. So get in touch with your why. Get in touch with your why you need to do what you do, why you do what you do, why you need that other income, whatever, and then go out there and grab it, okay? So and check out my stuff, right? I got lots of ideas. Later.